Hey, what's up, guys? This is David Chase Taylor of 911truther.org. Today is January 21st of 2026. So, based on breaking news and events, it appears that CIA headquarters has once again greenlit the assassination of U.S. President Donald J. Trump on the date of January 22nd of 2026. As previously documented in numerous videos, the CIA, which is holding their de facto CIA conference, otherwise known as the World Economic Forum, in Davos, Switzerland, as I am making this video, they are going to neutralize a sitting U.S. president during this conference, which began on the 19th and ends on the 23rd. And it appears that they have chosen the date of January 22nd of 2026 to execute this impending assassination. So before I get into the scenarios which are blinking red for the day of Thursday, January 22nd, I just want to highlight the numerology, which of course, as always, has the esoteric signature of CIA headquarters located beneath CERN in Lake Geneva, as well as their Israeli Mossad, who does their dirty work. So coincidentally, the date of January 22nd, the number 1 doubles as the letter I, and the number 22 equates to the letter V. So this is IV, which is the number 4, which is found on the Swiss cross. The letter 4 is the 4th letter, and that's a cross, and that's found on the flag of Switzerland. Secondly, the date of January 22nd marks exactly 134 days since the CIA had the Israeli Mossad assassinate Charlie Kirk at Utah Valley University in Orem, Utah, back on September 10th of 2025. Of course, the number 134 has the 3.14 numerology of pi, which equates to letter P, which is the 16th letter, and there's a 16-pointed star on the logo of CIA headquarters. Also, the date of January 22nd marks exactly 367 days since Donald J. Trump became president back on January 20th of 2025. Of course, the number 37 is 3 sevens or 777, and this is found in the tetragram of Yahweh, which is the highest God in Judaism. Also, the date of January 22nd marks the monthly anniversary of the JFK assassination, which was executed exactly 746 months ago, back on November 22nd of 1963. So in the event of a second assassination of a U.S. president on the day of January 22nd of 2026, it would mark 2 such events in 747 days. 2747. So the number 24 equates to the letter X, which is the international symbol of death. And then, of course, we have the 77 numerology. So the 77 numerology is along with this 777, is they're 2 of the most esoteric numbers. The number 77 as well as 777, because the number 7 is essentially I believe it's an acute right angle, if my high school math serves. And so if you put them together, they form a triangle, and this is found on the flag of Israel. And so if you look at the flag of Israel, you have 2 sevens that make a triangle, right? And then you have 2 sevens going this way, 2 sevens, and then you have the Star of David, and this is 4 sevens. This is 777, 7, and 4 sevens is DG or GD, God or dog, and this is also 4 sevens equates to the number 28, which means to infinity, and then of course 2 8s equals 16, which is pi. So it has all sort of esoteric connotations, and this number of 77 is also reflected in the amount of days since the JFK assassination. So the date of January 26th of 2026 marks exactly 22,000, also found in the date of the 22nd, 22,707 since JFK was assassinated by CIA operative, allegedly Lee Harvey Oswald, in Dallas, Texas, back on November 22nd of 1963. And then coincidentally, this number is like triple reflected because the date of January 22nd of 2026 marks exactly 29,077 days since Donald J. Trump was born in Queens, New York, back on June 14th of 1946. So again, we see the 7-7 numerology. So we see it in the monthly, we see it in the JFK days, and we see it in the days that Trump was alive. And then, of course, the 27 is an esoteric kill number. They executed the London bombings of July 7th of 7/7 of 2005 on this particular numerology. And then, of course, we have the 27 Club, which is literally like 500 people, famous people, musicians, movie stars, actors, athletes, etc., that were murdered at the age of 27. And that doesn't even count all the people that were murdered on the 27 numerology. And those people include, but are not limited to, Janis Joplin, Jim Morrison, Kurt Cobain, Jimi Hendrix, if I didn't say that already. And so there's a bunch of them. So this is a esoteric kill number, if there ever was one. Also, of course, I was born in 77. Not that that has any meaning to this, but it's just interesting that this is on this particular numerology. I've never seen it so heavy with 77s, but that's just the way it is. Okay, so exactly where this assassination is going to go down is not known. So as I stated in previous videos, Donald J. Trump, if he lands safely in Washington, D.C. on the date of the 22nd, I will be highly, highly surprised. When he left to Switzerland early this morning, he had to turn around because his plane suffered an electrical malfunction. The plane went completely dark. This is designed to spook Trump and try to make him chicken out of going to Europe and giving his speech. But it's also designed that when Trump flies in to join Andrews Base in Frederick County, Maryland, he will not be in a 747. He will be in probably a 737 from the State Department. And so if the first assassination location is Joint Andrews Base, where they previously staged an active shooter scenario at that base a few years ago during the Biden administration, and that likely provided logistics cover for this impending assassination, which may take place at Joint Base Andrews in Frederick County, Maryland. So if Trump is shot on the steps, for example, of the plane debarking, it will not be a jumbo jet 747 with the presidential decal on it. So it's to make Trump's assassination be less presidential, if that means anything. Also, it's not to draw attention to this location where the Israeli Mossad is going to assassinate a sitting president. So if people see a 747 Air Force One coming in, they're all going to pay attention to what's going on. So they want to do this most likely under the cover of darkness. The second location is obviously the White House. Trump is going to be going from Frederick County, Maryland, by Marine One helicopter to the White House. And as I previously stated, when Trump visited the College Football National Championship game in Miami Gardens back on January 19th of 2026, if Trump is assassinated, and obviously the 22nd is the most likely date at this point, it's possible that he could be kidnapped, and then they produce a deep fake video from the CIA, which is going to be infallible, and that they produce this and then basically say that Trump is dead, and then Trump is taken to a black site and tortured for years and kept alive. This is how sick these people are, because Trump is directly bucking the New World Order and the establishment, and he's going after the Federal Reserve, he's going after the United Nations, and he's basically going at these people. And because Switzerland is in control of everything, they can't come out and directly assassinate them, so they have to blame a scapegoat for the assassination. And so I believe that the CIA has a twin, because it's 2-2. So obviously you have 2 and 2. So there's probably 2 plots at least to assassinate Trump on this particular numerology. And my best guess is the first one is going to be a Somali Al-Shabaab Boko Haram based revenge attack targeting Donald J. Trump for calling the Somalis garbage, for deporting them. And coincidentally, The date of January 22nd marks exactly 80 days, 80 days, since Trump called Somalis garbage. And so in the event of a second Somali-related event associated with Trump on this particular numerology, would mark two such events in 81 days. And then, of course, 81 is August 1st, which is the Swiss National Day, the July 4th of Switzerland, which is the birth of modern Switzerland, or exactly when they became a country is not known, but my best guess is around 1309. The second option that the CIA is going to resort to on the date of January 22nd is a Vietnam veteran-based assassination event, possibly with an M40 rifle, which was used in the Vietnam War. And they will, obviously, these two assassinations are going to be executed on the ground by the Israeli Mossad in cahoots with Geneva. It's going to be a twin operation between Switzerland and Israel, and this is going to be a joint operation. And so they're going to blame a U.S. veteran, so they'll probably murder somebody at the VA and then dump their body with a rifle somewhere in the woods, and then say that that's who assassinated them. And at this point, obviously, we know who's going to pull the trigger. We know who it's going to be, just like we know who killed Charlie Kirk. We know it's the Israeli Mossad. We know that they're active inside the United States. They're active in Iran. They just murdered up to 5,000 people in Iran. And so they are the enemy within, so to speak. And so obviously they are the ones that are going to pull the trigger. It's going to be orchestrated from a schematics, logistics standpoint by Geneva and executed by the Israeli Mossad. And so those are the two most likely scapegoats for an assassination of Trump on the 7th of numerology, on this monthly anniversary of the JFK assassination. So obviously, if Trump is murdered in any form or fashion on this particular numerology, or at any time during the ongoing World Economic Forum conference in Davos, Switzerland, I would kindly ask that you download this video and share it with local, state, and federal law enforcement, military, and intelligence officials, as well as with local, national, and international media outlets.